Here are 14 of the strangest creatures ever, from regenerating its own limbs to breathing through its genitals. 14. Seadragon with leaves. The Leafy Seadragon is another sea creature that will make you gasp when you realize it's real. That's a great name for it. It appears to be a simple piece of seaweed at first glance, but it is actually alive. The creature was discovered off the coast of Australia and demonstrates that the sea still holds many secrets. The only way to tell if this thing is alive is to look for its eye or to see it move in an unusual manner as it searches for food. The male, like seahorses, looks after the eggs until they hatch. Their population is unknown because they are some of the best camouflaged creatures on the planet. Because so many divers began looking for them and keeping them as pets, the Australian government passed legislation to protect them and list them as critically endangered. 13. Angora Rabbits. What else can I say? This is a rabbit with so much fur that you can't tell it's a rabbit. I'm sure you were expecting something completely different when I mentioned rabbit in the title, didn't you? To give you some background on this rabbit, it is found in Turkey and was once a prized pet for French nobles. These rabbits were obviously prized for their fur, which is why they were bred in large numbers so that their hair could be shaved and used for other purposes. Making nice, cozy sweaters, for example. Do any of you have a pet rabbit like this? On YouTube, you can see them being blow-dried, which makes them even fluffier. 12. Pangolin. There are many strange creatures in the world, and some of them appear to be animal fusions. The pangolin, a mammal native to Asia and Africa, is one example of this. It is also one of the world's most trafficked mammals. Why? Take a look at it. This is a literal armored mammal, and it does not exist outside of its native lands. That shell is made of keratin, the same material found in hair, claws, hooves, antlers, and other body parts. While some mammals have shells or hardened skin, nothing compares to the pangolin's. As a result, it's rare, and people want it. As a result, despite its defensive abilities, it's now listed as a threatened species. It is also effective at pest control and enjoys eating ants and termites. 11. Komondor. Take a look at this dog breed. Do you believe this breed was designed to look this way? You'd think someone spent a long time making dreadlocks out of this dog's fur, but nope. This is the Komondor, and it is exactly as it appears when no one touches it. Isn't that strange enough for you? These dogs, on the other hand, do not shed their locks. In fact, they hardly shed at all, which is great news for allergy sufferers. Alternatively, if you despise getting pet hair on your clothes. Furthermore, despite the weight those hairs add to the dog, they are very quick and agile. They were bred in Hungary to protect livestock and are also known as the Hungarian sheepdog or the mop dog. They are fiercely protective of their family group, and keeping them clean is a major challenge. They begin to smell like mildew if they become even slightly damp. It appears to be an impossible task. 10. Axolotl. I present to you the axolotl, which ranges from strange to creepy. Yes, it looks like that in real life, which is why it's on this list. In any case, the axolotl is a rare creature in nature for a variety of reasons. For starters, it's a type of mole salamander that most people have never heard of. I only knew about it because I included the axolotl in an Animal Superpowers video. It can only be found in a specific lake in Mexico. Second, it appears that way because its larvae do not change during its natural metamorphosis. This gives it the size of a salamander but keeps it an aquatic creature with gills and other underwater features. The axolotl is unusual in appearance alone. That face, in particular, looks like something a child would draw, but it's very real. In fact, scientists are interested in this creature because of its unusual ability to regenerate. It is thought that humans may be able to use this superpower in the future to regenerate our own limbs. 9. Glass frogs. The evolutions and adaptations that animals will go through during their life cycles on this planet are incredible. You must, however, question some of them. While the pangolin's armor is understandable, the creature's evolution remains a mystery. Here's a frog that's transparent. By see-through, I mean that you can literally see through its skin and into the frog's insides. Completely finished. So, if you want to study the anatomy of a frog without cutting it open, this is probably your best bet. Stranger still, this frog's translucence is limited to the underside, on its belly. Why? I'm not sure. The most recent species of glass frog was discovered in Costa Rica in 1973, but glass frogs have been found all over the world, which makes me wonder how this could have happened. Another odd fact is that the one found in Costa Rica is only 1 inch long. So why would this tiny creature require a transparent belly? Nobody is going to see it. 8. The Dumbo octopus. The name does not imply that these octopuses are stupid, far from it. They're called this because they have flappy ears like fins near the top of their heads, just like the Disney film's Dumbo the elephant. They're also fascinating creatures because they live deep within the oceans. It has been documented that they can go as deep as 4,800 meters below sea level. That's quite a distance. This is without a doubt one of the reasons humans don't get to see them very often. Scientists have begun to study them more closely because they are thought to be capable of growing quite large. It's also been discovered that they like to congregate near hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, most likely because it's nice and toasty down there, and most likely because of the nutrients that come out of them. It's creatures like these that make you wonder what else might be lurking beneath the waves. 7. Saiga antelope. 3 countries, from the depths of the ocean to the vastness of Asia, are home to a very strange breed of antelope. It's known as the Saiga antelope, and it's a strange creature. What's with the long face ? And quad, right? That's not its face, but rather its nose. Furthermore, the nose is flexible, much like an elephant trunk. If you're wondering why you've never seen this creature before, it's because it only lives in Russia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, so if you're not there, and you're not obsessed with BBC's Planet Earth, it's safe to say you've never heard of them. So, what exactly does that nose do? The Saiga antelope's massive nose, like our own, is used to filter out dust that it inhales. But you have to wonder how much dust it inhales as a result of that nose. A more intriguing fact is that the nose regulates the body's blood temperature. That would be useful. Accept without thinking. Finally, I want to mention the fur. While some versions can imitate their antelope relatives, others take a more snowy approach, and their fur can be completely white, making it appear to be something out of a fantasy novel. Or even Game of Thrones. 6. Pacu fish. Piranha are one of the world's most dangerous fish, and have even been considered some of the world's most dangerous animals. But, for lack of a better term, their cousins are unquestionably among the strangest animals on the planet. They're known as pacu fish, and they'll give you nightmares for a variety of reasons. To begin with, these fish are enormous, much larger than regular piranha. Second, and perhaps most importantly, they are vegetarians. They eat only plants, seeds, and nuts that fall from trees. So far, so good, right? People are most concerned about their teeth, which resemble human teeth. Yes, while piranhas have sharp and angled teeth to sever meat and muscles, pacu fish have more human-like teeth. Why? Because they eat hard objects such as nuts and seeds. As a result, they use their teeth to break them down and get to the food inside. They are also known to eat other types of nuts, so men, beware. 5. The Mary River turtle. This one not only looks strange, but it also behaves strangely. The turtle in question is the Mary River turtle. It lives in Queensland, Australia, and it has green, spiky hair. What is the significance of its green hair? I have no idea, but you have to admit it looks pretty cool, right? Anyway, this turtle is, by far, the strangest turtle on the planet. Turtles must come up for air to breathe, and this one does as well, but it can stay underwater for up to 3 days by breathing through its genitals. This is not a made-up story. The turtle has gill-like organs similar to those found in reptiles for excretion and mating. This turtle was once considered a good pet choice in the 1960s and 1970s, most likely due to its alternative punk hairstyle. Unfortunately, the Mary River turtle is an endangered species. 4. Gharial. Let's talk about one of the world's strangest and rarest animals, from a family you wouldn't expect to see on this list. It's a crocodile, of course. The gharial, in particular. The gharial is now a crocodile species found only in India. However, as you can see, it is also one of the strangest crocodiles ever, with a very thin jaw and mouth. Consider this: when you think of crocodiles and alligators, you think of their massive chompers, which are used to dismember deer, zebra, and other large four-legged creatures. But it's not like that for the gharial. They catch fish with their extremely thin mouth, which has 110 teeth, and it appears to be very good at it. Unfortunately, there aren't many gharials left in the world today. There were approximately 235 in the wild at the time of the last count, but there are likely fewer now. They are critically endangered, and it is unknown whether they will recover. 3. The sun bear. A bear is another animal that you might not expect to see on this list. However, there is one bear that unquestionably qualifies: the sun bear. So, what makes it appear on this list? Actually, there are 2 reasons. For starters, it's quite small. It is, in fact, the world's tiniest bear. In fact, they are known as bear dogs because they rarely grow taller than 5 feet and can only weigh up to 150 pounds. It's about the size of a dog. That is strange in and of itself, but it is not the only thing. The sun bear has an extremely long tongue. In fact, it is famous for its long tongue, which appears to be an oxymoron. What makes a small bear have such a long tongue? They use it to secure termite mounds and to extract honey from beehives. They also have extremely long claws for tearing things apart. 2. Sphinx cat. I'm sorry to break it to you, but Sphinx cats did not originate in Egypt. These cats are born hairless due to a genetic mutation and were purposefully bred in the 1970s. It may surprise you to learn that these cats have very outgoing personalities, so clearly it isn't concerned with its appearance. Some think they're the cutest things ever, while others think they're pretty ugly, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But there's a catch with these cats, so be cautious. Because of their lack of protective fur, Sphinx cats are extremely susceptible to sunburn or hypothermia depending on the weather. 1. Platypus. The platypus, or nature's reject, as some call it. Why? Because this animal appears to have been sewed together by a mad scientist. As one cartoon depicted, God was out of ideas and just threw something together. It's extremely cute in my opinion. For one simple reason, the platypus deserves to be ranked first. When they were discovered in the wild, scientists thought they weren't real, that it was a hoax perpetrated by someone. They are, however, real and strange. They have a duck's beak and webbed feet, the body of an otter, the tail of a beaver, and toxic stingers in their heels. It is also one of only 2 mammals that lays eggs. It is native to eastern Australia's waters, where it feeds on bottom-dwelling invertebrates. It has special electroreceptors that enable it to see perfectly underwater. The duck-billed platypus, like the echidna, is a monotreme, an egg-laying mammal. The spiny anteater is another name for it. It's a miracle that any of them are still alive, especially considering their evolutionary history. Most of the monotreme ancestors were wiped out by marsupials, and it is thought they survived due to their ability to swim. Scientists are still unsure about the echidna's theory, so it remains a mystery. Thanks for watching.